To the story now, Higher Education Minister Masinda as well as Police Minister Cele are expected to assess the situation at Fort Hare University. That's after attacks on staff and those associated with the institution. Their visit comes just days after the murder of Mboneli Vesele, the Executive Protection Officer to Vice-Chancellor Sakhele Buhlungu. Our reporter Ronald Masinda is following the story and joins us with the very latest. Good morning, Ronald. We understand Minister Nzimande has already arrived at the campus. Just talk us through what we expect to take place today.
Good morning, Fundo. Well, Higher Education, Science and Innovation Minister Dr. Nzimande arrived around 10 o'clock this morning. We do understand that Police Minister Cele is in a separate engagement with eNCA Police, and all these consultations are important as authorities here are trying to get to the bottom of who could be behind these attacks. That, of course, follows the death of the bodyguard of Vice-Chancellor Sakhele Buhlungu, which took place on Friday night. Now, we do understand that there have been previous attempts on staff here on their lives. Last year, for example, in March, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, he was also under attack, and as well as in May, where the fleet manager was gunned down outside his home in Gunubi in East London. The Vice-Chancellor has been very vocal, wanting the assistance of more security, and not only that, but also for President Cyril Ramaphosa to provide him with that security. And what we've had or heard since following these shootings is that President Cyril Ramaphosa has also called on the SIU to investigate allegations of maladministration and corruption at this university. Now, Sakhele Buhlungu is a person who has been lauded here in the university for his turnaround strategy and also trying to root out corruption in a scandal-plagued institution. We do understand that also the Hawks last year also conducted several raids looking into issues such as corruption, fraud, and money laundering.
Now, we understand that insofar as the corruption is concerned, for the most part, it's related to procurement. There are certain contracts, be it the cleaning contract, that were the most contentious.
Yes, indeed. And the Vice-Chancellor also making allegations that there could be a syndicate which is working in cahoots with the business people and as well as politicians. There's also been allegations here of politicians being given preferential treatment to study at the institution to perhaps for their own personal gain. So these are some of the issues, but also on the issue of the procurement, there have been allegations thrown around about how certain service providers have been trying to get their hands into some of these tenders in terms of the transportation, for example, allegations of how taxi industry might have also played a role in trying to secure these tenders. So we are perhaps sooner to hearing from the minister as well, the police minister as well as the higher education minister with regards to these consultations, and around 1:30 this afternoon we are expecting a media briefing to take place.
Do you get a sense, perhaps when engaging with some of the staff members, that perhaps the option now is for them to leave, similar to Mr. Van Heerden, who left? That was the Deputy Vice-Chancellor.
Yes, so Mr. Van Heerden has been very vocal that he didn't feel safe during his time as a Deputy Vice-Chancellor, but the Vice-Chancellor himself feeling very confident that he will continue working here. Of course, he was re-elected here for a second term. He was first appointed back in 2017, but he is confident that he will remain here, and so too are other staff members, despite concerns over the shootings that have taken place here for quite some time now. And what we're also seeing are students also arriving at this particular venue. They too will also be engaging with authorities here at Fort Hare University.
Just in closing, do any of the staff members perhaps have some sort of suggestions around how this could be managed insofar as where you're having the staff members policing the procurement of contracts? Do they perhaps have a suggestion that maybe procurement could be moved away from the schooling environment completely, where this institution deals with just teaching and learning?
So, Fundo, this is strictly a closed engagement. We will be getting more from staff members after their consultation. But what we do understand is that staff members have raised these concerns previously, and it feels like the ministers are only reactionary in terms of the situation that has been taking place here. For years, this particular institution has been plagued by various issues. We do also know that there's an issue of degrees being awarded, honors degrees being awarded illegally, as well as other allegations being thrown around. So this is what we also are hoping to hear as to how this actual institution will be moving forward to try and eradicate these issues.
And it's honestly unfortunate that all of this is happening at the Fort Hare institution, because it's honestly not just the pride of eNCA, but the pride of the nation. A number of great leaders have studied there, but we'll leave it there for now and hear from you later on once that engagement has concluded. That's our reporter, Ronald Masinda, there for us.